everybody. Welcome back to Strange New Show. Keith and Mike watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Today we are talking about Season 3, Episode 5, Through the Lens of Time. I do not care for the lens of time. I look worse every time, and probably what we say now is not going to probably look great in the lens of time, but we are here anyway, and I'm going to ask you how you doing, Mike. But before, I have to sort of commemorate the fact that at the end of this episode, we will be halfway done Season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
Awesome.
Crazy.
I was thinking about how by the time we're done this, we will be in the last leg of Deep Space Nine.
That's right. Yeah.
I was going to save this for the Deep Space Nine show, but since our time is linear, unlike the corporeal beings that scatter through our Star Trek universes, universi, that's the sci-fi version of where the King of France used to live. The
Universis?
Universi. Anyway, sorry.
I wasn't going to help you there. I knew you were
Anyway, I had to go to Micro Center today. Now, Micro Center, for those of you who don't, do you remember back in the day there was a place called Comp USA?
Sure, I remember Comp USA.
Well, yeah. Micro Center was sort of the another big box computer store a la Comp USA. Biggest difference? It didn't go out of business. So from the late 80s, early 90s, this store is still there. I used to go there when I was in high school to get stuff for my Gateway 2000 PC.
Sure, yeah.
Still there.
It still exists. It's like the last remaining Radio Shack.
Except there are scattered throughout the country. There's a bunch of Micro Centers still. This is one of the OGs. Anyway, point being, I was in there, and it's still one of those places where people come around, they're like, can I help you with anything? And then if they help you, they're like, hey, tell them Jack helped you or whoever. I avoid people like that like the plague. Not because I don't need their assistance. It's just, as you and I have discussed.
It's weird.
That's a social encounter I don't like. I don't like making appointments for myself. I don't like talking to salespeople. Especially when I know what I'm looking for, right?
It's not great for us neurodivergents, for sure.
That is for sure. So I'm walking down the hallway, and usually they'll be like, hey, boss. Hey, buddy. Whatever they say. Mm-hmm. I'm dressed as I am, and somebody goes, Cisco!
Ha! Now I want to talk to that person.
Engaged. We engaged. We Deep Space Nined. He helped me pick out an Ethernet cable. We returned.
Oh, yeah. That is yes.
Jim
Ethernet
helped me.
cable.
So Jim over at Micro Center, I see you. I feel seen by you.
Yeah, Jim.
Welcome to the show. Did I tell him about the podcast? I did.
And freaking Gage, I'm glad that he got all of his props on a show he won't watch. And he's going to go check in, say, oh, I wonder if I get mentioned on the new episode, and he won't be.
Yeah. No, I checked. I just said Jim.
No, but he's going to be sad. He's not going to know that. He's not going to hear this great story because it's on the wrong show.
He knows. Get Cisco!
Well, you have to play the clip. The clip of this on Deep Space Nine.
I had to really scratch the itch.
We'll have a crossover. That's what we want here. All right. Well, awesome. I need to wear that hat more. Gotta fly the flag. Anyway, let us talk about what we're talking about, and that is Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 5, Through the Lens of Time, of the Lost Ark of the
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade, right?
Of the Lost Ark of the Last Crusade with
Through the Last
touch of
Crusade.
Goonies.
Yeah.
It's actually, it feels, and it's very indie, as we're going to get to, but I will say it's an homage to Spielberg. There's a lot of Spielberg-esque moments.
You've got to find the artifact. Yeah. It is all of that. It is all of that.
There was also a prediction by JD as we watched it. For those of you who are on the Patreon page, generally you can watch me watch every episode of this show, unless OBS has a bug and doesn't record it, but we always get the audio. So this week you can listen to me.
Just listen to you.
Well, I think what I'll probably do is what I did last week, which is yeoman's work for our patrons, which is have the episode in our setup with a just AI picture of me and sync the audio over.
Oh, that'll work.
It takes a little bit because I pause it here and there to make fun of you usually.
I mean, assuming anybody is still allowed to watch this without putting their ID and social security number into YouTube to prove they're not a child, which dropped this week.
Yeah, the whole thing. Also, YouTube dropped this week. Friends, compatriots, our channel has been among those selected to be translated by AI into a variety of languages. Not just translated, but overdubbed. Meaning, you won't just pull up the subtitles in Mandarin or Spanish, French, German. You can hear other people, AI people, do us in other languages.
I would assume that it's probably an AI of our actual voices.
In those languages?
Why wouldn't it be?
You're absolutely... Why wouldn't it be? Whatever it is, I am both frightened and overjoyed about
Has
this.
that been implemented yet? Can we
Actually,
play with that yet?
Haven't checked.
I haven't either.
We don't. It says we have to do nothing. It is being done for us.
That's crazy.
You know what Keith? Only the cream of the crop. Only those with hundreds of views.
Hundreds. And we've, certainly that will offset some of the tens of dollars that we've all made on this adventure. Anyway, yeah, that's crazy. So, Through the Lens of Time aired on August 7th, 2025. If you are gazing at us from the lens of the future, as opposed to just like today, because that's not particularly breaking news. The top song, you ready?
Forget the top song. We don't need the top song or the top movie this week, Keith. Only one thing matters for the week of August 7th.
What's that?
Rita's birthday. The matriarch of my family.
That's true.
Turned 80 years old on the 11th, so we're going to count it.
Happy birthday, Rita.
And so nobody was watching anything, listening to anything, except the dulcet sounds of Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday.
That is true, although I do want to... I would like to maybe cross over this segment. Before next episode, I want you to get Rita to live react to the top song.
Okay.
Called K-Pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
By Golden Huntrix, Audrey Nuna, and Ray Ami.
Oh, well, I can, because the last time my mom was here, she took a nap to that very movie. I walked in, she was asleep, and that happened to be on the Netflix. So she chose it.
She chose K-pop. Is that a movie or a TV show?
It is a movie that is
the
#1 thing on Netflix. It is apparently incredible, and we're supposed to watch it.
Oh, well, or sleep in front of it. If you're 80. Okay. Well, there you go. I know that you went to see the top movie, Weapons.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing that at some point. Not in the theaters. The other thing, Through the Lens of Time.
Superman comes out on Friday, Keith.
Oh, that's fun.
Streaming, so you'll have something to watch.
I look forward to that. Yeah. I'll look forward to that. That'll be fun. The weekly world news headline from 20 years previous. Folks, look out. Look out in the skies. Giant bats are attacking the planes. They're as old as dinosaurs, Mike.
That means nothing to me. I can see nothing other than saber-toothed baby born.
That is an amazing... that baby's like hitting like the last note of Nessun Dorma.
Keith, I want you to do the last bit of Nessun Dorma, but as if you had giant saber fangs.
Let me see. I don't have the right note. Vincenzo!
Ow!
Ow! Ow! Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Also, Elvis's baby. Elvis is a diaper of some sort. Sure, whatever.
Keith had a fully formed joke, but I took away the picture too soon.
I mean, to be fair, I might need a diaper after hitting that high note.
Yeah,
but,
that was great.
That's okay.
Man, the fact that you can do that without warming up blows my mind. I'd have died.
Well, we've seen it on the I need to have that clip ready to go.
That's true.
Anyway, all right. So, hard news. The director of Through the Lens of Time is Andy Armaganian, who last directed Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. And it was written by Onitra Johnson and Davi Perez. Onitra worked on Shuttle to Kenfori, and Davi Perez worked on Hegemony Part 2.
A lot of work
I
this
think
season.
both this season. That's right. We're rolling here, and we might have little pieces of. Now, Keith, waste your time
Again?
with trivial trivia. Okay, so El Cucoy, or Coco, meaning skull, is a mythical Spanish boogeyman, a monster boogeyman, a monster whose spirits naughty children away and eats them. The Ortegas family is from Colombia, that we've learned in Among the Lotus Eaters. How about that? The ancient Praetorian prison seems to be partly inspired by Tartarus from Greek and Roman mythology. The prison's depiction, namely its architecture and its ability to reconfigure itself using interdimensional phase shifting, and it being used to imprison ancient and malevolent primeval entities, is similar to a number of various mythological depictions of the Tartarus being a prison that houses the most powerful and evil beings in existence, where they are held and tortured for all eternity.
So hell, basically. Space hell.
It's true. Like a prison hell, but like somebody built it. Did somebody build hell? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that. I have to go back to the Old Testament.
Yeah, not sure.
Unclear.
But have you ever played the game or heard of the game by Remedy called Control? Man, you should play that on Xbox.
I started it for a while. And here's the thing. I struggle with games. I had the same problem with that like Norse God
of War
thing. No, it was like this other way. The problem is I'm not a magical realism person. In movies, I'm autistic. I need to know the rules, right? I want to live in a world that has existing rules.
Yeah,
and that makes sense. So I struggle with those games because it gets boring because I don't know what's real and what's not real.
So that's the kind of interesting thing about Remedy's universe is that, first of all their games are interconnected, which is cool, but also everything's real. That's the weird thing is there are rules. They just don't feel the need to tell you all of them, but they do know them. So I understand the frustration. But my point to make the parallel here is that in Control, it's all about this place called the Old House, which is an actual federal building where they house all of this supernatural stuff. And it can move and shift, and the rooms can change depending on circumstances and things being held there. Very similar to what we're dealing with this week.
Yeah, which I find, as an autistic,
obtuse.
Very annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
Very annoying. So I stopped caring very quickly because it's just arbitrary and
There's not
stupid.
enough boobs for Keith. We learned last week with the rules of horror movies with him.
100%. No, boobs are like, certainly if you take me to a new dimension that I don't understand the rules, but you show me a boob, I'll stick around to the next dimension. That's just how it is. So Dana Gamble mentions that he's been serving on the Enterprise for 6 months, which means that roughly 3 months have passed since the events of Wedding Bell Blues. So that time has been cooking here.
Yeah, and Spock has been cooking as well.
Anyway, oh Jesus, who cares?
JD cares. Jamie Lubin cares. Kevin Miles cares. We're all kind of digging we're standing on Spocky and Singh.
I mean, look, I am happy for them. I am sex positive. If they are, as long as it's consensual, have a blast, whatever. I don't care. It's not part of the story.
At least Spock's got some nuts in this episode, not like Dr. Kirby, who's like, don't walk onto the pit. Don't walk onto the pit, honey.
Yeah, because, Spock, it's just sort of like a friends with benefits hookup. He doesn't want to see...
you know what Chapel and Kirby are to me? That's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
I'm like, I don't want to see this. Stop being cheesy. The cheesy lines between them, and then, oh my God, there's a couple of eye rollers between Uhura and Ortega's brother that I'm like, blah! But, as was explained to me, I can excuse some of that with Young Love. Young Love is a whole different...
Sure, it's all perfectly fine. Have I winked out? I think we were talking about boobs. Is that right?
That was a while back, but,
Oh, okay. All right.
Always happy to revisit. Helps my brain.
Yeah, once you get older, you gotta keep, because all you can do is revisit, because there's nothing new coming. So,
well, Keith and I often talk about our sort of neurodivergence, and one of the things that I've been trying to explain to people when they ask me about what goes on, was, the feeling when you're reading a book, right? And you're really invested in the book, and you read, and then you realize, like, the last 6 pages, I know I read them. I don't remember a damn thing I just read. That's my whole life.
Oh,
like that's my experience. I'm like in it. We're doing the thing, and then I realize I haven't been here for the thing. I thought it was. Some of it's there, but not all of it.
Well, you want to hear a really specific and weird way that I do that? I figured out
called this show.
This show, yes. It's why I don't remember names. It's because when somebody tells me a name, right? I'm usually meeting a new person.
So you're in that
and there's
space.
So much, like, you're burning so many mental calories with the social stress of meeting a new person, and you're like trying to match the person's energy and figure out what personality is appropriate for this person, that it's not that I forget their name, is I don't hear it because I'm pulling in so many of other pieces of information all at the same time, and so, like, that feels like feels like trivia. Whereas, like, the important thing, what is your energy? What are you giving me here? how do I relate to you?
Interestingly, one of the things that crosses over many spectrums of many different types of neurodivergence, which I find that you and I are a very good example of, is we draw towards one another. Like, because of that shared social anxiety, it's a very similar experience. We cluster very quickly, and I think that that is not better exemplified than this here very channel you found yourself on.
100%. Yeah, no, we are definitely clotting. No question.
Yes. Oh my God, perfect. Yes.
But it's great. It's great because, like, we find our family and like we all speak the same language.
Cisco!
And we all get it. Cisco! Yeah, 100%. Anyway, we need to finish this episode. So let's talk about our guest stars.
Yes.
Which include Killian O'Sullivan as Roger Corby, Melanie Squarfano as Marie Battelle, Dan Jeanette as George Samuel Kirk, Minor Lucan as Beto Ortegas, and Chris Myers as Dana Gamble, and Bethesda Processing Dana Gamble. And guess who's back? I thought she was gone. It's Carol Kane is back as Pelia. Caning it up.
Usually I'm not the biggest Carol Kane as Pelia fan, but she really turned my opinion this week. All it takes is one scene.
I mean, because a lot of Pelia goes a long way.
Well, and I guess if you're gonna Pelia one comedic officer off the ship, you gotta inject another one back. This one, I won't give it away, but I am.
You're welcome, patrons.
We do have a new patron this week. Did we get them on there?
I didn't know. You didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah, I usually do. We have a new patron this week that just joined. Welcome to the family. That person whose name will get announced on Friday.
Why does anybody support us for any reason
because
ever?
We need the support.
Well, so it's like it's charity?
No, it's just, You know what, Keith? Even a rickety bridge is a bridge.
Okay. Yes.
Not untrue. Oh, I didn't.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right. You're not doing it right. It's Sangel.
This is
Sangel is here. Welcome to
Sangel, Sangel.
Sangel. I don't know. Let us know.
Uh-oh.
Let us know how horribly I messed that up.
Oh, because remember the aspect ratio last week was different.
Yeah, right. We're not 16:9. We got to get ourselves our full cinematic widescreen. It should be calibrated exactly right.
There you go. It sure is.
All right.
Bing.
Okay,
all right.
Mike, take us through this episode.
Oh, we get a junior medicals officer log, star date 2184, and he says he'll never get tired of that. Just enjoying his 6 months. They've been awesome. And after today, Keith, he says, my life is never going to be the same. If that's not foreshadowing, I don't know what it is. Chapel they're talking about how great it is here and how much he's enjoyed himself. He's getting the something rods all together and all kinds of stuff is happening. They're talking about how great their Battelle surgery went, and they did something with dermal wands, right?
Yeah, sure. But it's definitely one of those things where, like, they're setting this up in such, like, a warm and friendly, like, you got it, buddy, where either you are joining the main cast or you are dead.
I thought for sure. Didn't we predict in the first couple episodes he was in for sure? Because it seemed like...
It seemed like it. It seemed like... Well, but that's the good feint, you know, and that's from a writing standpoint, when you have the ability to plan ahead a little bit, it's great to, you know, establish a character a little bit early before the big twist, so we have some frame of reference, some investment in the character before you kill them off or make them the bad guy or whatever. Deep Space Nine did this a couple of times.
But the saddest part is that first few scenes with our buddy Gamble here, up until we leave on the away mission, and during the beginning of it, I am digging him. The humor, the sort of youthful energy, the quips,
he's delightful.
Delightful. I didn't expect this to go where it went, which I guess is pretty cool. So we revisit the Kirby and Chapel of it all. I gotta tell you, it took me a long time to understand what the heck we were even talking about. They're talking about they're going on a dig. He's wearing that jacket I used to think was cool, but is now stupid as hell. Something about molecular memory and the corporeal transference. Basically, in my brain, just went like Fountain of Youth, sort of eternal life type of scenario.
They're doing a Ponce de Leon here, and
but
you know what that jacket is?
Tech based, which is important.
Tech based, sure, yeah. That jacket is Garrick's outfit after it got exploded and sewn back together.
I like it. Although JD brings up a thought that I had never thought about, you'd never mentioned, and now I want it all of the time. There's some argument that future clothes are temperature regulating at all times, so no matter what you're wearing, you're cool or warm. I think that that's absolutely how it should be. And so you can wear a jacket in the summer. It doesn't matter. You're always cozy.
Yeah. You can always be cool. Well, they make a lot of... They discuss a lot that the Starfleet uniforms are designed to, like, to wick away or keep you warm or whatever.
So we get what I thought was going to be a cringe scene here. Turns out to be actually pretty... two women just talking about dudes they're banging, and La'an is like, I don't want to talk about this. Look, no labels, no complicated expectations. Well, just fun times, baby.
Here's the thing, though.
They're on her and Spock are doing Grindr, whereas Christine and Kirby are doing Match.com.
Yeah, see, like, Chapel is cringe here. La'an is like, I got it. Here's the deal. Chapel's a little bit cringe about the whole Spock situation here. Like, I don't quite know what's happening there.
Well, and I'm not saying this is a fine color. This is very realistic to life. Is the person who did the breaking up, right, thinking they still have some sort of ownership of said person's heart, which is I do not enjoy.
Right, and the issue here is that it's not that she feels a little bit responsible for, like, taking care of him. She still feels a little bit possessive of him.
Yeah, that's the part that
which I did not
cringe.
like. It's cringe and it's weird. I mean, you know.
She basically was like, "Nah, we just like dancing together." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which, like, fine, but again, like, why are we doing this? Why are we wasting our
Keith,
Star Trek
just
time?
Live with it, man. Is all I'm gonna say.
10 episodes. Can we do Star Trek? I can watch 27 seasons of Grey's Anatomy anytime I want.
Oh my God, this is what it is. Here we are. All right. I know you don't like this type of candy, but we're gonna eat it. So anyway, then we run it. Christine runs into Spock.
Yeah.
And you think that's
more awkward?
It's a little bit awkward, but she's. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we got to deal with Battelle's back here for her. Well, because remember, the cure that we have done is lean into letting her be half Gorny.
Yes. But they're really proud of that, which means also gives us an idea that
something's going to
go wrong. And also, he shares their big news that, guess what? You've been asking for months to come on an away mission. Guess what? Right. Today's your big day, buddy.
Oh.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Is that a little red under your collar there, buddy?
No, but I think there's a subtle jab at that later, and we'll mention if I get a screenshot. So we get in the elevator here. Spock and Chapel are talking, and she's like, I know you guys are Kirby's friends now, but I'm afraid Kirby's going to be kind of a little bit of a loose cannon with Pike in the meeting room. Can you help me out? And Spock's like, I've put safeguards in place to the comedic reveal of Nurse Gamble coming in, being super pumped, and basically going to be the third wheel buffer at dinner.
They're on the elevator. They're going to surgery. Oh my God. Who's making out with McDreamy?
I just don't have the problem with it that you have. I'm so sorry.
I'm an old man. I'm crunchy.
They have the meeting. They talk about the stuff.
We also establish that there's filming a documentary. Bano is filming a documentary,
which does bring up sort of like a small like wormhole. That was the exact right key. Yeah.
I know.
So he's established he's got this really cool tech. I love flying drone documentary camera. Love it. All right. Why does he need to be there?
That's true.
They're putting another person in danger. We need more supplies for this extra person.
Because they have sorted out the relationship between AI without taking people's jobs away. So you have to have a human there to like control the AI and give a human flavor to the documentary, even though the AI would not need it.
Heard that there is potentially going to be or this is a speculation on JD's part, but maybe there will be an episode later in the season that is going to be all documentary.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
I believe that scene, we also get a little wink and nod from Pelia, who's loving the idea of being filmed. And basically, she's the only one. Pike basically tells him to stay out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we get onto the planet, Vadia 9, I believe? Yes?
Sure.
Yeah. Jackets, 10 out of 10. I want one real bad. They're like fighter pilot, away team thing, leather black.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's got it. It feels a little enterprisey, which I like. Mm-hmm. The sort of cool away jackets like that, which are like half contemporary jackets, half Starfleety.
Really cool how the whole opening up till we get onto the planet is shot really vibrantly, HD colors, very saturated. We get down to the planet, not so. We meet our sort of attaché.
Well, they clearly don't get a lot of sun because the guy's got mushrooms growing all over his jacket.
He's basically from Last of Us. Najal greets them. We set up our pylons and stuff, and we get a translation from Uhura who says the path to absolution is only given with blood blood given freely. So
but we also set up something which I think is going to happen in JD's documentary thingy, that the AI picks up like hot emotions, which is weird that it doesn't play into this episode really. So I think we're setting it up for a later episode.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so, because otherwise it's just used for a really bad pickup line, which is probably why it's focusing on us, Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what he says. But I'll excuse it because it's young love and whatnot. So,
it feels less cringy because like they're kids, whereas like Spock feels more cringy. Anyway.
So, the setup here is really cool, right? I'm getting Jurassic Park vibes, right? As the sort of the tech and the trucks. I'm getting Indiana Jones vibes from the archaeologist of it all.
Indiana Jones, yeah.
So we're giving me Spielbergies, and I'm here for it. And the thing that can make or break an indie adventure is we got to have some swashbuckling. We've got to have some jump scares. We've got to have some fetch quests and riddles and puzzle solving. And so we're going to have to check those off as we go along. The first is
what would be really fun, though?
What's that?
Is if they did an episode of this in like Next Gen, and then they could be Spielborgies. I waited for that one because you wouldn't stop talking. Now it's awkward.
So first, we're gonna need to find the temple, Keith. We're gonna have to find that temple of doom.
It feels a little doomy.
Yeah, there's definitely doom inside.
But first, I have a question because I
Sure.
did not. I watched it twice, so somebody smarter than me helped me understand. They had to set up the little gizmos and then use the Enterprise's deflector dish to zap it to reveal the temple. So, what was happening there? Was there like a holodeck cloaking for it that they were able to work through, like an energy field, or were they like zapping away the rock? Because couldn't they have just dug? Like what was happening there with all
I
that?
don't know, you're asking the wrong guy. But what I felt was cool was that Spock wasn't going to come down at first, even though Christine asked him to. He was like, "Nah, I'm good. I can monitor from up here." But the second they found the temple and it was going to be super cool, he's like, "Yeah, we got to be there."
Yeah, for sure.
So I like this beat here. Kirby's about to slash his wrists to give the sacrifice of blood, but Christine's like, "Why don't we play it safe?" And she goes in and just gets a little finger poke.
Checks her A1C. Good.
I thought that alien design is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, the blue guy. It's a blue guy who's not a
Bullion.
There you go.
But he does turn out to be an assholean because probably could have mentioned. No, I thought he was just somber, but he might have mentioned that we keep demons in there. Be careful.
Well, he didn't know that. That's the thing. Like
they're part of a race that maybe has seen. They must be some foreshadowing in their scripture or whatnot.
It seems as though they were descendants of the people who built this, which is why he recognized the symbol for evil. But I don't think that he knew that until he saw the symbol for evil.
Him running away is directly Indy. That scene from the
for
first,
sure.
what is it, Raiders?
Yeah, it's
the first opening.
It's Alfred
Raiders.
Molina.
Yeah. Nah.
One of his early jobs. Yeah.
So we go in, and Keith and I have already established in many episodes, usually over Keith yelling about it's too much like Aliens. When they're in a dark place and they've got their lights shining, we get the lens flare and the contrastiness that you could never do on the old TV shows. I love it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
also,
no,
this week, I think, improved on the last episode we talked about, where the volume and the blending of the volume and the foreground wasn't working. Much better when it's dark.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, of course it is, because dark hides seams. When you have an outdoors, it's harder to do that.
So, we passed the first test by letting our blood in. We're looking around. We see the dead bodies of two, I guess, grave robbers, if you will.
And this has a very much like a Prometheus sort of a vibe to it.
Yeah, Prometheus vibe, but it was giving me Goonies vibes as they go deeper and darker into the catacombs, and they find the one-eyed Willie and the old pirates and whatnot. So they gotta go different. They gotta go deeper into the labyrinth, I guess.
And they find grave robbers.
Yes, I said that.
The bodies.
And
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what we also established in the scene is that Christine Chapel, since she gave the blood, is sort of like the ever-present key to all of the puzzles.
Right.
Every puzzle has to go through her in some way.
She's the key master. Right. She's authorized to be there, where everybody else is sort of like tagging along.
So they find this sort of cipher type of thing, and our guide sees a word. Basically, it's like, yo, evil's one of the words, but it means many evils. And whatever happens, our boy Alfred Molina's the hell out of there.
He makes a run for it. It does not go well for him.
But, Keith, additionally to that, our boy... Oh, I meant to mention this earlier. Actually, I think it happens later. Yes. At no point is he wearing red. He's always in white. In fact, there's a scene later in the episode where he is in white and two guys are in red.
The red shirts,
yeah,
right.
And you're like, oh, he gonna kill them.
Oh, yeah, and they dead. They're super dead.
And it did happen, but we also deke it out, and I thought he was going to make it. Anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. They blow up his eyeballs.
Right, because he finds like the orb of bad guy, opens it, and it zaps his eyes.
The bad guys escape. He de-pokeballs and blows his eyeballs up, which was gore, was horror, jump scare, and it worked on me. I didn't know what was happening. It was great. It was a great throw to commercial with just his gaping sockets.
So why do you think the prison let him out? Because later they're gonna lock him in, but and it zapped the non-Bolian, but they were able to get him out. when you think the prison's number one objective would be to not let any of the monsters possessing anybody out. Was that explained anywhere?
Not that I know of. In fact, they couldn't be. They say something about you can't beam anybody out inside of the temple.
Right.
Outside
so
you could.
Out. Yeah.
So it didn't say that they were imprisoned in the little bidgety boogies, but I don't think once you got out of the ball, I think you could get out of the temple. They just couldn't. There was no comms inside the temple. They were allowed to go.
But they zapped the blue guy, and then locked the door. After.
Now they were able to beam him out, so they were able to leave from the door.
Yeah. So they got out, but didn't the blue guy? Oh, the blue guy got. No, the blue guy got gooed before or after the eyeballs went out. Before. So it wasn't gonna let the blue guy out, right? But then. Once this guy gets a demon parasite hijacking, they're like, oh yeah, go out the front door there and beam out.
I don't know. Maybe inside a human. It's something.
Yeah, unclear. Yeah, unclear. Somebody smarter, say in the comments what happened there.
So Mbenga here has to basically fashion him some sort of like a proto Geordi eye socket thing. We'll see in a little bit.
Which when I thought. And I think that some people I saw online were like, oh, when that happened, because he had sort of the Geordi visor, they weren't going to be able to restore his eyes, but then he would be wearing an early version of what Geordi wore.
That's exactly what I thought as well. Yeah. No. And then they kind of hint at the visor of it all later.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, so the blue guy's still here.
Oh, the blue guy's after. Okay, so maybe we'll put it together.
The blue guy got gooed later. Maybe it was, once they got the first guy out, like, we haven't like an escapee, we got to lock it down.
Maybe maybe the door closed behind once they beam him out. Okay,
yeah,
I'll take it.
like,
good.
Oh,
because the door's open.
Yeah.
So at that point, okay, they're on lockdown. They're Shawshanking, is what's
Lock it down. Yep. Yeah. All right. Somebody got out.
All right. Wormhole. Closed. Closed. So next, Chapel decides she got to go through this door thing. Oh wait, are we gonna do this bit first? Oh
yeah. So
this is the Geordi.
Where he gets the Geordi Regenerize.
The Geordi Oculus Regenerize. Pike's like, yo, is he gonna be okay? We're not sure.
Yeah, we don't know.
He tells him basically it was a grenade. Dude, and then when he tells him that his brain is dead, that was crazy too.
Yeah, his brain is dead.
So I don't think I think he's dead. Like, I don't think he ever made it.
No, I think he is dead. I think that the demon thingy was pretending to be him. Obviously was able to access his memories and was just wearing him as a meat suit. Because I think you're right. I think he's meat suit the minute he gets blasted.
Yeah, which really sucks. But it does add for some great stuff. Although it does make you wonder. Well, see, we're jumping all over the place. It does make you wonder how he then was able to telepathize with that dude in the prison guard about his mom. Because he's not meat suited.
He's not meat suited,
but I guess
we don't know that this demon has the
ability.
Yeah, he obviously has some mind reading abilities.
So they solve another puzzle, and that puzzle leads them to this door, and Chapel's got to lead them into the door, and then they decide, basically it separates them into alternate realities. They're all in the same place, but in different floors of reality.
3 different dimensions. Yeah.
And they buddy cop them up real well based on who the other person's boyfriend is.
Right. Who's banging who,
or who will be banging who, depending.
Right. Pre, post, or active. Yeah. But it's a cool concept. The concept of the security of a prison is dimensional shifts. That's cool. I like that.
And they find this cool crystal gem, which basically is alive but dead, and I like that Chapel kind of. It's basically described the Higgs boson particle. You know what I mean? That can exist be there and not be there at the same time.
Right.
And then we see Spock and boyfriend on the other side, and they decide, hey, it's basically an escape room. They're talking through an intercom. They're like, yo, we got to each solve our puzzle individually.
Right, you got to look under the apple for the code. Yeah, have you done an escape room?
Oh, all the time. We have a group of friends. We did a big escape room with like 12 of us, and we realized the 8 who were a waste of space, and so now just 4 of us go. It's us and another couple of friends that we go and have the blast. We do an escape room.
How am I not on this list? I'm like the 13th person on the list of people you'd escape room with.
No, I think you would enjoy an escape room, but getting you to leave your house is hard, man.
The first escape room is my basement.
Keith, I'll see you on the other side. No, man, let's do an escape room. You'll love it. It's so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. I'll try to find a sci-fi one. We'll do a sci-fi escape room.
Okay, but do one in New Jersey.
Okay. Well, we've kind of running out of some good Pennsylvania ones, so.
Okay, cool.
All right, so the Higgs boson of it all, and what I like about this, the technobabble of it all is La'an is like, what does all that mean? And Chapel with glee says, I have no idea. Because sometimes, Keith, it's like the ocean, the unknown is the wonder, is the fun.
Well, it is the most realistic depiction of science on Star Trek is when somebody says, "Oh," because that is actual science.
So I believe I might have got ahead of myself, but they're working through all this technobabble, and this is the kind of couplet of scenes where we flip it from Fountain of Youth, right, to Prison Pit.
Right.
An easy confusion to make.
Well, but ironically, it is kind of the Fountain of Youth, because suspending all of these people half in one dimension, half in the other, I don't know if these are all species that live forever anyway, but even if they weren't, they're stuck here in this prison, so they're kind of immortal.
This is continuing on how we're figuring out, oh yeah, the visor of it here is where Spock sort of uses that to figure out that they're running in parallel dimensions.
Right, and realizing that it's a prison.
Yes.
So I love him finding tech from some other grave robbery species and realizing, oh, they had figured out how do I see through the dimension to see the cells in the prison in the little glowy orbs. I thought that was really cool. I think the design of it is great too, because it's so different from any of the tech that we're used to. It's not sleek. It's sort of ornate. It's almost like alien steampunky.
Yeah, it is cool. Right. So
I like
so
that.
they weren't really grave robbers as much as like tomb robbers as much as, well, it is a tomb, but it's also a living tomb. It's a prison tomb.
Prison tomb. Yeah, we don't really know what the objective was of the dead grave robbery folks, but they've got that cool gizmo.
That cool
lets you
gizmo
see through
is
dimensions.
Cool. Yeah,
like,
and that's when he
neat.
sees the bridge that isn't there but's there. So when he talks to Christine at the end and is like, "Yo, you're not gonna die. Trust me." It wasn't just like believe in me, get blind faith, which I like. He's like, it's not faith, it's science, which I dug.
Well, I mean, but I don't think he saw the bridge. I think what he saw was that they were doing a causality thing where you had to, time and effect was working in opposite directions. But
I also thought that he had seen the bridge, like in his gizmo bait. Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
I just assumed. I guess it doesn't really matter. He seemed confident, and I would have believed him.
Well, because I think what they did the cut thing, right? The cut happens before you cut yourself, and and so I think he knew that they had to turn the bridge on.
Clearly, by this point, they had seen The Last Crusade.
Right, absolutely.
So
I think that's really what happened. They had to take the leap of faith.
It is that scene.
Bridge.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah, and also the chalice is there, which is sort of like it's all kind of there.
The carpenter's cup.
We're talking about, this is the heebie-jeebies. We're talking about what could possibly have taken over, because by this point I think our boy had said some.
Yeah, Dana has revealed himself to be Vesda, the monster person.
Yeah,
who can
Vigo
read minds,
the conquistador from.
Vigo has definitely come out of the painting at this point, and they're
what was
trying
it?
to figure
Vigo
out,
the what?
Vigo the Destroyer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And Peely is the oldest person there, so she's like, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's super old, it's super malevolent, and it creeps me the hell out. Which
the Carpathian, Vigo
the Carpathian, right? So good, so good.
Loved it.
I love that movie. I don't know that
it's underrated.
Yeah,
Everybody
Ghostbusters
hates that
good.
movie. I saw it in the theaters. I enjoyed Ghost. To be fair, I was like 10, but
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, and I like the Ghostbusters, the animated series, everything Ghostbusters I was into. So Calicane is giving me everything I want. Continue to do so. Also, why are we spiking Ortega's? Like, let's figure out the hair of everybody and just
Everybody's hair is different.
let's just like figure it out. Okay, let's get our ish together. Like,
Well, you know what they need? They need Mott the Barber. And do you know what species Mott the Barber is?
he's got to be a Bolian.
He's a Bolian!
Yes. Very Bolian, easiest haircut turns out.
You know what makes Mike ebullient? A Bolian.
We start over? So yeah, here's where we're gonna get even more creep, and this is where I think M'Benga starts to realize that maybe Gamble is no longer.
Yeah, well, he brings up his transporter daughter who I'd forgotten that she'd got zapped into some other creature and
Yeah, she went off with the ghosts. She's kind of like with the sort of not wormhole alien, but just about.
Ghosty ghosts.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's cool because it does foreshadow our solve at the end about the transporter buffer, which is cool. I thought that was a neat writing connection. But he does keep doing the flirting with, and I like that he uses the daughter and the Gamble, who's clearly becomes sort of like a son to him or very paternal
and
instincts about, and he basically is trying to
him.
get control of the ship. Is where I think
trying to manipulate him. But you can also see here why people were thinking that this was going to go in a Geordi situation because A, it looks like the visor, but also it has the cutouts which would allow the actor to see while wearing it. The same that LeVar was able to. So that would be a practical thing that you could act in.
I will say, just kind of being in this community long enough to kind of know how people think, had he stayed on with a Geordi visor, it would have pissed people off.
Well, everything's going to piss people off.
So giving the ode to it and then not having it be permanent, I'm okay with. Although I will just miss the character. Although there is a foreshadow at the end to make you think.
Yeah. I don't think we're done with him, but
we're done with the meat suit. I think
we're done with the meat suit. Here's my only question about this is do you think at this point you'd still have to plug in the USB cable on this headset?
No, you would have to plug anything in anywhere.
Yeah. So why are we?
That's just make sure you don't steal it from Best Buy. Right?
He's gonna shoplift the iGoo visor. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah, he escapes and starts beating the hell out of everybody.
Well, but Battelle comes
in and
because she sensed him. But here's my big question about the Battelle beatdown of it all.
Well, she basically this is 1970s Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk here. She absolutely hulks out.
Yeah, no, for sure. So she gets all Gorny, right? And that's not a surprise, right? She's gonna have the Gorn strength inside her. But what does she say at the she comes right in and says, "It's you." So the Gorny part of her recognizes.
So my headcanon is the Gorn go super way back as long as this demon species does, right? And maybe the Gorn, this was their. Maybe it was Gorn that were imprisoned in it. We don't know, right? We don't know what the demon is based in. So that I thought was cool. The Gorn are so they're like dinosaurs, right? They're so old and they've been around that they know. So she knew, and it was very much.
It certainly begs a lot of questions. It reminds me a little bit of Guinan recognizing Q.
Okay.
Whereas another super long lived, but is you I recognize your species or I recognize you specifically as an individual?
I sort of got Exorcist vibes, like that specific demon and that specific girl.
Pazuzu.
Yeah, was recognized by the scripts, called to them. I did think Pelia could be of more help in that matter. I thought she was going to be the harbinger of the episode, being this dates back to such and such, this demon. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like, I don't think she has any knowledge. I think what she has is instincts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she, like, instinctually knows that this is a demon without knowing the specific demon. But Batel seemed like she knew the specific demon.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to point out, though, I got to give Anson Mount some credit here. So there's this one shot where he clocks Batel is super gorny.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a moment.
Mm-hmm.
He has a moment of fear. That's really, really well done. Like, it just acted, and it's like, oh, he's genuinely scared. That Pike is in that moment, and it's a type of fear you rarely see on a captain. That he really is like pooping his britches.
What I do think is cool, though, or worth noting production-wise, because they've really honed their skills as in horror episodes. The possession scene and the fact that this bad guy, even though we do get to see some some fighting here, some hand to hand, really, whatever demon, their offense or their horror is very psychological, right?
I mean,
using
it does
their
reach through a force field and snap a guy's neck with your
wrist.
But
yes, it's based in like using people's grief against them, their deepest, darkest fears and traumas against them.
Right.
They shoot it with that classic horror framing, low angles, dim lighting.
Very, very demon-y for sure.
It's cool. I like that stuff because it gives me the heebie-jeebies, so I dig it. To be frank with you, I can't even remember what their part of the fetch quest is.
They're all
kissy
face.
Yeah,
they're all kissy face. It's gonna be fine. And they basically, in order to get out of their like 3 dimensions, they have to put together the gizmo, and they each have a piece of the gizmo to assemble it to put them back into the same.
It's
dimension.
MacGuffin, multi-dimensional MacGuffins that have to be placed onto the Mickety Biggity.
I could go for a MacGuffin right now.
Yeah, like lightly toasted with a little butter.
Yeah.
So they play the game, and we're all working on it.
Right.
And then we're in the prison scene, and when you see these 2 guys,
oh yeah,
the news is bad. Great.
Oh yeah.
Great bad guy sitting. Great shot. Oh, I mean, if you're gonna go out, at least you got to go out with a badass character.
For sure. Although it's interesting when in like the hallway scene or whatever, you can see his eyes in that.
Oh, I didn't really see them.
Yeah.
Also a cool turn there. You know, Keith and I, we always, and we should point it out when we see it, we always like to applaud, oh my God, I can't think of the word. I want to say competentness, but that's not it. Competence porn. We like to call out competence. When they finally capture Demon Guy, and the red shirt asks, do we bring him to the brig or the med bay? They go to commercial, they throw, right?
And you think he's going to go med bay.
But he takes him to the brig. It doesn't matter, but it's nice to see he made the right decision, because that doesn't always happen.
I clocked that too. I was like, oh, it's an interesting choice that Mbenga took him to the jail cell.
Now, Keith, we know from our indie that that's not the Chalice. You wouldn't pick that one because he was a simple carpenter.
No, that's the Sands of Time.
Yeah.
That's Days of Our Lives right there.
Now, they flirt with the knowledge of thinking, I thought, they're going to try to take that out of the temple and the big balls come, some sort of big roly balls coming. Like, they have to do it. Luckily, they learned from Indy a second time.
I mean, look, you got to be careful because sometimes big balls gets jacked and then they shut down DC. So look out.
Yeah. I don't even know what you just said, but
so you realize why he took over DC, or the pretense was one of his staffers got carjacked. The staffer is a 19-year-old.
Oh, I didn't know that. I hadn't read that.
Who goes by the screen name Big Balls, and he got carjacked. So Big Balls got jacked, and then they took over DC.
Now, Keith, in an alternate level universe for us, I would have been like, what are you even talking about? That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. But in our universe, that totally clocks.
That's a thing that happens now.
Yeah,
that's a thing that
totally
happens
clocks. The fact that we have to discuss why someone is taking over DC.
Right. And we're just like, oh, yeah, we're just talking about why as opposed to... Yeah.
Well, in a much less believable universe.
Demons? Yeah. Can we just have interdimensional demons?
So here's the classic beat: dual causality. We got to walk on the thing. We're setting that up. Pike is basically like, I guess we don't really know all the consequences of your half gornness, and
it's gonna be a thing. She's
great line in this. Great line in this is when she asks how Gamble is, and he says, "Not quite himself either."
not super himself. No.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I gotta say, was on the fence about that whole thing, but I'm really now invested in the Batel Gorn thing because it has like history and she's got superpowers and we got interesting stuff set up.
No, for sure. Like that part is super interesting, and I'm really curious to see how that plays out.
I thought they were setting up to get her off the show, but I guess now she can't leave. That's a good reason for her to have to stick around. So good.
Well, it's a good reason for her to die in the season finale.
Come on, I don't believe. I don't know if I believe it. I don't want to believe it. She's that's my heart. I know you got Chapel, but
she's gonna have to sacrifice herself in some sort of a Gorny way, and that's gonna spin
I'm Gorny for Batel, baby.
Into his final doom. Like, she's 100% dying in the season finale. Guaranteed.
Series finale or season finale?
Season finale.
Wow, big. Okay, so
because series finale, Pike's got to get himself blowed up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
At least we know where we're going. So, let's get to the bridge. Spock explains the explaining, and all
the time is going backwards. Effect happens before cause.
The girlfriends are a little like, or the boyfriend / girlfriend are like, they try to tie that in, but really we know exactly what's going to happen and we know how it's going to look. The thing I thought was cool was they set it all up, and you think you're going to do the Spielberg indie shot where the shot is from below the bridge. But they don't do that. They do it from the side, which I thought was cool.
Well, there you go. Meanwhile, Red Shirt got to get red-shirted.
Great screenshot.
That's fantastic.
So I guess that prison didn't hold him in the first place.
Right. So then
why not just walk through and get the guy?
Why did he go through any of these pretenses if he had the ability to work through all of these things? Unclear.
Yeah, very unclear. And so they do draw this dramatic beat out a little too far. You know exactly how it's going to happen. I don't know why we spent so much time on it, but
I mean, honestly, this whole episode, right? Because I was thinking about it because I was prepping for Deep Space Nine and this at the same time. This episode is like 54 minutes long.
Yeah.
Whereas Deep Space Nine is like 42. Now, I love the fact that we have the ability to have longer episodes. We are no longer stuck in the 42-minute prison, right? I feel like this could have used a trim by about 5 minutes.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Not even gonna butt it. So they get over the bridge. Kirby, you think he's gonna grab the thing, which would have been cooler if they had built that tension, but they don't. Christine tells him not to do it. He doesn't do it. They leave. End of story. So they don't actually accomplish anything in there except discover. They make some discoveries.
Well, they realize what it is.
Right.
So they realize, like, oh, no, don't touch that.
And the door closes behind us. We don't know. So now we're on the bridge, and Benga doesn't want to shoot him because we don't want to kill Meat Suit, and they've formed a bond. Who's going to do it?
Pelia, Carol Kane. You always knew she was going to shoot somebody in the back.
Carol Kane blasts him, and then Scotty, in an ingenious decision, decides to pokeball the thing.
Yes.
Did someone tell him how it escaped? Because nobody here was there.
Where did they get the broken? I guess they took the broken Pokeball back with him when they took.
Yeah, because they were like, this was they thought it was a landmine.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, right? If he opened this thing and it blew out his eyes, this thing will be helpful to figure out what blew out his eyes, and probably did research to figure out what it was, what the purpose of it. So, like, it tracks that he would.
It tracks
know how to
well,
do
and
that.
then you think Scotty would figure out Endgame, right? Where he'd be like, I got to get this into the transporter buff. That's the best way to store it. Basically, Ghostbusters once again, and that's the trap, right? That's the closest thing he grabbed. So he grabbed, what do you call that? The proton pack.
The proton. Well, the proton pack is the thing in the back. The
trap
is
grabber.
The trapper.
Well, whatever. We get some Ghostbusters in here too. And then Meat Suit's down, and we're sad.
And Pazuzu is in the transporter buffer. I thought that was great. I thought that was really cool.
Great solve, cool ending.
Makes a lot of sense.
So I'm going to just kind of save us some time at the end here. In my favorite scene of the episode, of many favorite scenes, because sometimes you can steal a show in one scene, Keith. See King George in Hamilton. Carol Kane gives an incredibly impassioned, fearful, horror, very Twin Peaks meets The Shining monologue about the fear of this ancient thing, and then says, hey, do you want me to do another take for the camera? Basically calling back to the opening of the episode where she's like, I really want to be on camera and filmed. Hilarious. Oh my God, it was great. And a ballsy swing because really it's a dark episode, so anyway.
And it sort of breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Too.
It's a wink and nod, and it is incredible. But we say goodbye by showing Mbenga kind of mourning the death of his buddy, but then the computer starts to glitch out, showing that this demon that's being stored in the transport buffer ain't buffering. If you know what I'm saying.
It's not good. They don't have enough power in the thingy in the firehouse. Big thing.
What could go wrong? So we're left on the ledge of the transport buffer demon, and the Gorn aboard the ship inside of the woman that Pike is inside of. And I'm so sorry that I said that out loud. Should we start over?
We're not starting over now. Where's our punchies? There it is.
Punch it. Just punch it, man. Just punch it. Punch it. Let's punch it. Hit it. Yo, Adrian!
It's the Punchies!
Our show is so stupid.
Just stupid. Yeah, so that Peely moment was, I think, the best moment for me, or my favorite fun moment. But there's a lot of great stuff, a lot of great setup. I would say there's different beats and different types of movies, different genres we play with. And I think that, though that was my best moment, my favorite genre we got to, as I mentioned earlier, was the sort of possession genre. We haven't really done it. We've done zombies, we've done sci-fi horror, we've done
aliens.
We've done
like
aliens
6 times.
We've done swashbuckling type things. We haven't really done Indiana Jones. We have, actually. We've done a little bit of other away mission Indiana Jones, but we haven't done a lot of possession, and that was a cool take and a cool look. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, for me, again, like, it's sort of just scratching the 80s movies, like 80s sci-fi fantasy movies, which obviously this series is written by people raised on them. Although I think it's written by people younger than us, so probably like 90s. Anyway, I just love the idea of finding the grave robbers and like their, who had been killed by the security, and like finding their tech and interacting with that and helping us out of it. I think that the causality thing is fun, to play with the idea of effect happening before cause. But yeah, I mean, I think it was like the little gizmo that Spock used that came from the
that was cool.
From the dead grave robbers.
Big fan of the drone cam too, flying around and stuff. I think so.
Setting up JD's episode.
You get some stem bolts. Hell yeah, they are self-sealing. Here are some stem bolts for you.
Okay.
I really liked this episode a lot. We've belabored is, like Keith said, he likes to know the rules, and the rules here, whilst not, as far as the Rube Goldberg temple we're in, whilst not particularly deep, it's cool. We had our fetch quest, we had our MacGuffin, we had our little away teams, we solved our little puzzles. I thought that was cool, but the way they made it a little bit more interesting, because the puzzles themselves were like, okay. You had the tech on the Spock side that he was able to figure out and see the prison. You had the organic thing, which they didn't really know what it was, but we just got to kind of be in awe of the wonder of it, and show, which I think is interesting to call back to once in a while. what's the whole Star Trek thing? To boldly go where no one's gone before and to seek out new wonders, right? And that's exactly what they did. She's like, wow, look, we found this new thing and it's super cool and we don't really understand it. That's awesome. It doesn't always have to be this big mystery we solved. They just found this cool thing, which I thought was neat. And then they put it all together, and that was cool. And I liked that we set up, it wasn't isolated, we set up something continuing to go with the Gorn. And it was interesting that the Gorn part of Batel, that we've been so afraid of, Keith, and was a little rabid, also kind of saved the day a little bit.
Did at least fought against the bad guy.
Right,
Yeah,
so
sure.
that is an interesting twist. The bad guy was very interesting. Wasn't just choking out red shirts, was also screwing with the people's heads and has some sort of psychic ability to know your trauma. And we know we all got trauma up in that ship. So just like on Deep Space Nine, I love when we tease bad guys to come or peril to come. The adventure itself had so many wink and nods to things I love. Spielberg, Indy, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, all fun stuff. Now, listen. I can understand that people might be fatigued by the fact that it's always member berries up in this show. It's always like, oh, look what we did. Wasn't that cute and clever? Oh, look what we're aping. Isn't that cute and clever? Oh, look what we're twisting about Trek lore. Isn't that cute and clever? I think I understand how the cute and clever could get a little tedious to some. I think I can understand why, like, taking a character who is normally pretty asexual and making them like a steamy heartthrob from that show on Netflix where they're licking up people's goobers could be upsetting to some folks.
I don't know what that sentence was, but
Keith's like, I'll be gonna be flexing it later.
I didn't need to know whose goobers and whose did.
But for me, I like my candy. I like the candy of it, and I've said it, and I stand by it. This episode was some of the best candy because also written really well. And I thought there was a lot of competence, and I thought the writing, there were some nice bookends. Really liked it. I think it's one of my favorite episodes of the series. I also liked how we used everybody. I'm going to say, Keith, please remind me, Wedding Bell Blues.
Wedding Bell Blues, you gave a 91.
So this gets a 90 on the nose. It's just under that for me this season. That's where I stand, 90. That's a great rating. I really liked it.
That's a very high rating. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not as enthusiastic about this episode as you are.
Okay.
There's some interesting elements to it. There's a lot of sort of interesting pieces that I feel were all kind of rushed. So we never really got any. It had too many ingredients, right? So that all of them were undercooked. So that, all right, so we want to go and like Indiana Jones and find this thing, and turns out it's a prison. Okay, that's cool. And in an episode, it's funny because I'm going to say two things. One, it all felt rushed and it was too long. And it became boring to me because it didn't really develop any of the stuff enough to be interesting. It was sort of just doing pieces of, it felt like a clip show from other movies. And
Yes.
I'd really like to, like, we're going to do the possession thing. All right, let's do an episode about possession. Let's get into it. Let's really like talk. We want to do an Indiana Jones, like let's excavate the Temple of Doom. Great, let's do that. Let's make that the show. And then like the Patel thing, like I know we're setting up stuff for the future. It felt sort of out of nowhere. I just wish that, like to put it another way, I didn't hook into anything in this episode. It just sort of happened in front of me, but I didn't really get invested in anything because it all felt a little too two-dimensional and a little slick. And I was hoping to hook in, and I just kind of didn't. It reminded me a lot of two movies, both of which have really cool concepts, but in the end aren't really that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
One is Cube, which is Nicole DeBurr from Deep Space Nine is the lead in it, where it's like a weird environment, but it just at the end of the day, the writing isn't good enough, the acting is good enough. I don't really know what's happening, so it's not really as interesting as the setup. Like it starts with like, oh, what an interesting mystery, and then gets less interesting the more we get into the movie. The other one, exactly the same thing, Alien versus Predator. Very similar concept. They discover this like weird shape-shifty tomb on Earth, and then we're fighting aliens and predators, blah, 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 blah. Such a cool idea, and then the execution just sort of lets you down, and it, like, of anything that shouldn't be, you find an ancient temple on Earth, and it have, with aliens and predators. It should not be boring! And it kind of is, because there's nothing to hook into. There's no meat in the center. So that's sort of how I feel about this episode. Like, it's fine. Like, there's a lot of interesting pieces there. I just wish that there was enough to hook into to really get me invested. And I just didn't feel invested.
That's fair.
It all felt like the LED screen version of the thing that I want to be three-dimensional. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't bad. So, to me, it gets 79 self-sealing stem bolts.
I think that brings us to a decent average.
Fine. Yeah, it's fine. But, like, I'm not, like, I can't wait to watch. I watched it. Sorry. Why? I watched it again to figure out what the heck was happening. Mm-hmm. Not watch it again because I wanted to watch it again.
Their episodes end up being a lot of times, even the ones I like, very video gamey in that they send them off on these quests, but, like, the story of the quest isn't even that interesting, which is why, like, something like The Witch, where we like games like The Witcher or Red Dead, where the side quests are meaty stories that have interesting causality and it's not just about I can't wait to get that shit and bring it back so that the story can advance.
Because I don't know what the shit is or why I care about it yet. And you know what? That's such a good comparison, right? Because Red Dead is so good because it forces you to slow down and realize who are we and why are we trying to do all of these things? Where I struggle to get into the video games today because it's like, and I don't, like, go get the gizmo, but I don't know why, I don't know who I am, I don't know who the person telling me to get the gizmo is, I don't know what the world is, I'm not emotionally invested in anything we're doing. It looks cool, and there's lots of flashing lights and gizmos and like, can you give me a second to figure out where I am and what the rules are and, like, why I care? Mm-hmm. And then later in the game, I'll be super invested in all of the gizmos and the things that I'm fetching because I know why and who and what is happening. It's like this show feels like the first 2 chapters in a video game that I'm going to put away because it's just too much and I don't care yet.
I would say that I still am sad that the premise, we've never lived up to the premise. Strange New Worlds, right? We're going to go look at these cool, even when we go off planet like we did here, we lock ourselves in a room so we don't really, I liked the episode, so I'm not going to bash it. Generally I try not to read too much about what's happening because I don't want to spoil myself and also because I don't want Keith to yell at me. And
it's fair.
And I feel that I think we're going to get a practice situation here. I think that we're going to play this out this season, and the next season is going to be the setup of the redo of the original series, which is what I hear they're spinning off into.
Is that really?
Yeah. I don't think that's confirmed, but that's the rumor I've heard.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
So then I would understand why we're just kind of like doing a lot of member berries this season to kind of appease a lot of fan service. And the next season is going to, because it's only 6 episodes, is going to set up the spinoff, which is going to be like you're going to follow reboot. Scotty, Kirk, and those guys into original series.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I don't know. I could see that being, the sort of pieces are starting to make sense.
I have to process how I feel about that.
Well, I love this Scotty.
Yeah, they're all
I
good.
love the Kirk we've seen. I do. I know not everybody does. I like him.
He's fine.
The Uhura's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they're all...
The question becomes why, right? But here we are. Well, I guess it also depends on how Starfleet does.
I mean, this is the 3rd time we will have rebooted that. And, honestly, I don't feel... as intensely about that in positive or negative ways as I would for my touchstone. If they were rebooting Next Gen and they were going to recast Data and recast Picard or Deep Space Nine, I think I would have a bigger problem with that. But because it wasn't my touchstone, it's sort of like, yeah, okay. My question is why? I would so much rather continue the story from Picard, and do this episode or the series that they were sort of setting up that apparently is not going to happen. I'd much rather continue the timeline. Enough rebooting.
Yeah.
Continue the timeline. It's Star Trek. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. Why are we rehashing what we've already seen? And then I say that and everyone hated Discovery. But again, Discovery went back in time. Continue forward. It's Star Trek. Forward. Anyway, that's my rant. Let's oh wait, it's my job. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out all of our other shows. You can join our Patreon at patreon.com/K&M spell out that AND. Definitely hop on to the Deep Space Nine show if you haven't already.
Please do.
And the toys and all the other stuff that we do. So we will see you back here next week with the Salat who ate its tail. Who knows? It's fun. That's the fun part. I have no idea what's coming. We'll see you back. Till then, this is Strange New Show. Keith and Mike watch Trek Strange New Worlds. Nailed it. Thank you for watching K&M Entertainment. If you enjoyed our particular brand of nonsense, please like and subscribe. Or become one of our patrons at patreon.com/K&M.